you guys got what is skill. Then what is life? Pardon? Act of existing. Good one. So we'll try to find a little bit more meaning of what life is. So basically, what are we trying to do in this session from morning? Get you some skills, and everybody is trying to actually change your state of your mind, right? So you are going to think something quite different, which you guys never thought about. Nice to meet you. So that's what about life skills is. So you guys are going to go ahead and learn something about thinking and living, art of existence, right? Like it's all existence. That's what we hear. What is life? So who came? I mean, what are all these guys? No?
Huh?
So how many people spoke before me?
Accomplished Indians.
Four.
Well, no, that lady, that other lady, she didn't.
So what is the first name of first speaker? Speak out. Doctor something. Okay. What is the name of your second speaker?
Mr. Furman.
Sorry?
Ladies want to come up front?
What does Kailash have in front of his name? A doctor. Okay. Who is your third speaker? So who is called a doctor?
Now with a PhD.
A PhD. Then who was someone? I think somebody was talking about sleep or something. They said that she's also a doctor, right? So what's the difference between a PhD doctor and a regular doctor? Go ahead. No.
One has more student loans.
Pardon?
One has more student loans.
Who wants more? Oh, awesome. That's a good point. We're going to talk about that. Great. So it's all about student loans.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
That's a good one, yeah.
Come on, right? They teach differently. So, of the 6 people who were actually brought to speak to you, how was this? 3 of them are PhD holders. Okay? So how long does it take to get a PhD? I'm going to give you an assignment. Go back to your home, check what is the time it takes for you to become a doctor, or what is your name? Shravya. So what would it take Shravya to become Dr. Shravya? Either a physician Shravya or a PhD Shravya. So that's first thing which I want you guys to take as your assignment. Are you guys going to do that? Right? And I want to make sure that you guys know the full name of the speakers that came up over here. Got it right? So after me, we have 2 more people to speak. One is Safe Haber, and then we are going to come back with Mehul Shah. Okay? So I have 30 minutes up over here. Did everybody take notes of what they are going to do? Yes, right? Now I need to know more about you. I don't know anything about you guys. So, how many of you here are 13 years old? 13. 14? 15? 16? 17? 18? Ooh. So we have a diverse group of kids, right? So we are almost like 70 people or 80 people, 70 people I think approximately sitting in the room. So how many of you go to high school? Middle school? Got it. So how many of you go to a private school? Private school? No, 2 kids? No private school. How many have you been homeschooled? What? Come on, kids. So you never learn anything by yourself. Okay. That's so bad. So what do you guys want to become? You were asking me some question, right? What do you want to become? Flight attendant. What do you want to become? What do you want to become? A doctor, a PhD doctor, a doctor. That's good. What do you want to become? Oh, doctor. So what do you want to become? Doctor. How many of you want to become engineers? How many want to become a police officer?
Don't even ask Pawan those questions.
Enough, right? Man, all of you want to become an engineer, a doctor, a scientist. Scientist? How many of you want to become a scientist? No? Oh, one. Awesome. That's good. Oh. Okay. I have two more questions. After that, I'll just jump off. How many of you come from a business background? Like your dad or mom actually owns a business? What kind of business?
Convenience stores and liquor stores.
Okay. What are the other? Oh, yeah. Gas station. Store. Tax company. Okay. What else? Got it right? So I was given 30 minutes, right? We are sitting here for 4-5 minutes. You know what is the value of that 30 minutes? Yes, can you tell me? What is the value of that 30 minutes? He's far better than you, at least he's speaking up. If you guys are laughing, I want people who actually talk, not laugh, right? Laugh is way of grabbing attention, but speak is the way of speaking yourself out. So if you are laughing, I love to laugh, it makes me healthy, but before you laugh, I just want to make sure that you guys are going to answer my question. Okay? Show yourself. So don't be just attention grabbers. So the value of this 30 minutes, we have 60 kids or 65. So 70 people sitting on here, or on an average 60 people. So everybody has 30 minutes, right? So 60 30s, how much? 180, what is that? 180 hours or what is it? Minutes, right? So convert that 180 minutes into 180. Oh, come on. What is that? 180 minutes is 3 hours. What is 180? 30 into 60? How much? 30 into 60. 30 into 60. 30 into 60. 18. So it is basically 1800 hours. That is 13 hours, right? So we are basically having almost like a day and a half. So my 30 minutes, the value of this 30 minutes is almost a day and a half. Got it right? So let's make sure we do it productively, and somebody is going to stop me after going 30 minutes. So that is the value of time which we have. So what am I going to do over here? Introduce you something, a new term called entrepreneur. So, and then I'll be talking something about plans, which is like life plan, business plan, a study plan, which we always hate. And then I'm here to give you an opportunity. And of course, I'll be talking what that opportunity is. And then I'll be asking you some hard questions. And then, here is two things. What is that one thing which I can't steal from you guys? Time. And what is that all you guys have as an asset for you? You're all young, right? 13 to 19. So one thing which I can't steal from you is time. What is the second thing which I can steal you or which makes you completely different from others?
Money.
So all of your life, from this moment to the moment you are going to die, you'll be just balancing yourself between time and money. So this is all what you are going to, guys, do. Playing with time and money. So this is something which I'm going to talk about. How many of you heard about the word? What is that word? Pronounce that for me, please. So have you ever heard of it before? Yes. So name one entrepreneur. Go ahead.
Donald Trump.
Shout it out. Come on, guys. You're
Donald Trump.
So I'm happy at least we have some few names, right? So I got 3 names. Bill Gates. What is the second name? Steve Jobs. What else? Me? Thank you. So what does an entrepreneur do? That's a business, right? So any person who can create something from nothing is called an entrepreneur. A person who can take any kind of risk and create something which is not even existing is called an entrepreneur. And what is entrepreneurship? The process that is going to follow in order to become that or create something is called entrepreneurship. And then what is entrepreneurial community? You know, community is the place where a group of people live. So America is a community, right? It's a country basically. So America is the most entrepreneurial community in the world. So we are all privileged to be living in a place where we actually develop entrepreneurship. So what is entrepreneurship development? It's just creating some policies and stuff. So you gave some names, right? Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and whatever it is. What are some of the key traits they are having? They are original thinkers. They think, they use their brain, they take risks, they are willing to sacrifice anything. Moreover that, they are willing to take responsibility. What is responsibility? So you are owning that. Owning something is called taking responsibility. Are you guys responsible for coming here? Or who is responsible for coming here? Sorry? You are responsible for coming. So who brought you over here? It's your parents. So your parents actually took responsibility to bring you guys over here so that you can change your life or gain some life skills. So they took responsibility. So what responsibility are you guys or are you the kids taking for saying that you're no more kids? So what is the responsibility that you are going to take for sitting in this session? Learning, okay? What do you do after you learn? Man, you guys are so smart. I wish I was like you. Okay. So what is the specific common traits, right? You guys got actually something, right? One more common trait is that all of them are actually well educated. So basically, all of these people who you name have at least a master's degree or at least a bachelor's degree. So what do I want from you guys? Tell me that you guys are going to get at least a bachelor's or a master's degree, right? Yes. On this moment, are you guys going to commit me and say that, yes, we are going to get my bachelor's or master's, no matter what degree it is. So that is your first step to be what you are going to be, right? There is one more thing, which is called, what is it? Awesome. Say it aloud. Okay. What else? Define success. Oh, that's great. Being happy. What else? Money. Awesome. That's what we are talking, right? So money, being happy. So one way to define success is that from the moment you wake up to the time you sleep, if you can do whatever your heart says you to do. So if you want to fly, if you want to jump, if you want to study, if you want to stop working, if you can do whatever your mind says you can do without being beaten by anyone, then you can say that you're a successful person. So these are the traits which you have for what a successful entrepreneur is or an unsuccessful entrepreneur is. So basically, unsuccessful people have almost everything in common. They're not efficient, they can't plan very well. So you have one more speaker who is a CPA, and I want you kids to do this thing as well. Identify what a CPA is. Okay? Go ahead and find what CPA is. So they are going to teach you about money management too in this session, which is a beautiful thing. So you create something. What did Bill Gates create? Or what did Microsoft, okay, Windows. And then what is Steve Jobs do? Apple. So man, you guys know more. They call me unnecessarily. Yes. These are some of the characteristics which they actually show. So you need to have a good technical skills. That is, you should have a capability to think more. Okay? So no matter what you are going to be, you should be strong guys. So this is what a successful entrepreneur or a successful human is. So you know most what a successful things come out. What are these guys? We are talking about entrepreneurs, right? Oh, are these gifted kids who are actually gone? Not necessarily. Awesome. Okay. So you can actually groom yourself to become an entrepreneur. So you need not to be gifted. So they are not the people who actually have some superpowers. So everybody is a human, and you are just trying to become one of those. Okay? It needs actually some kind of thing, and you are fortunate enough that you have a lot of time and you are early in your life, so that you can create yourself something what you have. So you can study entrepreneurship. So I studied entrepreneurship in my bachelor's and in my master's degree too. So you don't need to be someone who is gifted. You can always groom to be what you are. Some of you actually said that you want to become engineers. How many of you said that you want to become an engineer? Maybe few. Some doctors. So everybody has one thing in common. A doctor, an engineer, a fireman, or a teacher, whoever it is. The common trait is that you can become an entrepreneur, an entrepreneurial engineer, an entrepreneurial doctor, an entrepreneurial, name it. So if you can create something in that area, then you are called an entrepreneur. So make sure that no matter who you are, you will be called an entrepreneur a day, if you follow it right. What does this careers look like? Do they have a steady thing? Have. Most unpredictable thing, right? From all high school to the later stages, you know what it is, right? So you start from kindergarten to high school, you know one thing. If you pass first grade, you go to second. If you pass second grade, you go to third grade, right? After a certain point, you have a saturation and you don't know what you need to do. But glad our speakers were actually explaining you how you need to go to college or what you need to study, right? But these are the people who actually create something, traveling towards unknown. So you go into a certain place where nobody has actually chartered it or actually went through that area. So you're going to create something and becoming more innovative. The higher innovative person only can become an entrepreneur in that area. So you can be an engineer, you can be a doctor, you can be anything. But if you want to be an entrepreneur of that specific area, you need to be the top notch. And for that, you need to groom yourself. And there are people who you call like serial entrepreneurs. Who they are, they're way super fast exhibiting their knowledge that they are creating multiple things. What do these guys actually do? They always have a feeling that they want to achieve more. These are high achievers. So you start up with something, go there, learn something more, saying that being top of my class, being an honors grad, or being a dean, or dean's assistant, or whoever it is, doesn't actually satisfy them. So if you kids wants to become an entrepreneur, the first step I want you kids to do is get good grades. Grades always doesn't mean what you are, but you want to excel there. So if you want to go beyond what you think, kids better do well. I think you're good enough, but I don't want to talk anything more about research and other stuff, but this is what you can actually go through. Desire of being independent. So as an engineer, or as a doctor, or anyone, you don't get your independence. So you need to always follow someone. But being an entrepreneur, you're so independent that you drive yourself. So you're not going to follow someone my dad said me to become an engineer, so I became an engineer. It's okay. My dad told me to become a doctor, I became a doctor. But an entrepreneur is the only person who can come back and say that it's my decision, it's my choice, it's me, it's all about you. They're the most egoistic persons on earth. Call me whatever it is, it's about me. It's my success, my life, my money, my fame. It's me. So I want you kids to start thinking about yourself, not what your dad or what your mom or what others actually give. So, and you kids have more self-respect. Mom, don't tell me what to do. I know what to do. That's what everybody say that, right? Yeah, it's good, but you are trying to take responsibility and be yourself. So get more self-respect. And I can't respect you if you are not really living up for yourself. Self-confidence, what is it? Heck lot of confidence that I can do it, I will achieve it, I will make it. And if you're not confident, you can never ever achieve anything. So no matter you are anything, name anything, if you're not confident, you can't get it. This is one other thing which you can't steal from some others. Confidence is another piece after time. What do you need to give in order to become an entrepreneur? A lot. Just at least to become an engineer, you need to give a lot, right? At least you to graduate from high school, what do you need to do?
Hard work.
Hard work, money, time,
Mental health.
mental health,
Sleep deprivation.
everything, right? There is a sacrifice in what we need to do to achieve what we have. And these guys are the people who are willing to give whatever it takes for them to achieve it because they love it and they're doing it for themselves and they're doing it with their heart and passion. And they should be great at what they do. If you want to be a doctor, you should be an efficient person what you're trying to do, right? An engineer, you can't actually do it by yourself if you're not highly technical or highly capable. So you should be a good engineer. If somebody wants to follow you or hire some people and actually work, you need to be top notch. So you better spend time learning a lot. And kids, when you say an entrepreneur, you don't need to be just in software. But what kind of names you know? All the people who are in software. Name it Microsoft, name it Facebook, name it anything, right? It's the hardest thing. So that's the reason even 16, 13, 14-year kids are here throwing out their names, right? But entrepreneurs can be doctors as well, can be engineers as well. They can be anything. They can be teachers as well.
They can be bakers.
Pardon?
They can be bakers.
Bakers, yeah, absolutely, no doubt, no doubt. But they love what they do. And they're very best at what they do, so that they're creating something new in that field. It's okay to be a flight attendant, but even then, maybe you can start an aviation airline after a few days. There are people who started as a flight attendant and then actually owned all of that because they couldn't actually stay there. So being a flight attendant is not a bad thing. But I remember your question which you asked me while the previous speakers out there, and I have a good answer for you. Just give me a few more minutes. Yeah, that's a great question, by the way. I wish I was able to ask such kind of question when I was at your age. Planning, right? So you should be able to plan your day. So how well these organizers actually plan half day, right? Hour by hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, session to come, plan in such a way that you guys can actually come and sit out here, right? Social entrepreneurship. So this is how you identify entrepreneurs. You find any one of them. And why the hell am I talking this if I am not one what it is? Why am I talking about this, right? Do I have the ability to come and speak about what entrepreneurship is if I'm not on that shoes? So I have no right to talk to you kids and say that become entrepreneurs if I'm not one. This is what we have done. And the reason I asked you times is that probably I'm one of the speakers who was with you because I have more ego and I don't find marketing myself. But I'm 29, 30 technically, 30-year-old person, this is what we got. So it's just like your dad, we came out there, education, had a master degree, PMP, Six Sigma, whatnot. And before you that, you need to become proficient in what you do. So, work for Fortune 100 companies. You know what is Fortune 100? Awesome. So you need to work for them before you go there. And what do you want to do? So you have doctorates, right? PhD guys talking to you. What does that fourth one mean to be? Board member of South Carolina State Education and Economic Development. That means you are a person who is going to sit there and decide what this university's professors are going to teach. What should the next generation kids learn? And one of my goals is to bring artificial intelligence as an after-school program for all the kids that are living in South Carolina. Got it? So what does it mean to be Inc. 5000? Have you guys heard about Forbes magazine by any chance? The second one is like Inc. magazine. So for entrepreneurs, you have a magazine there, so you will be learning about it. So you guys have a big asset, which I just missed it, and which I feel so bad to be part of that Forbes 30 under 30. What does Forbes 30 under 30 mean? Forbes magazine listing your names, saying that you are under age of 30 and that you have accomplished so much that you are called like top 30% within that age of 30. And I just missed it by a week or two because I couldn't fill in my application. Got it, right? I'll show you 3 or 4 kids who you could call yourself to be or on the way to be Forbes 30 under 30. And I want one of you kids to be coming up. And I still have some asks for you kids. And I'm sure confident enough to say that I have every right to talk to you and ask you to become entrepreneurs. I have a few more things to talk. Planning. So you have 3 different plans, right? What do we have? We are going to break your life plan. This is it took a long time for me to learn, but I wish somebody taught to me when I was 15 about life plan, but I learned about it when I was 22, 23. 0 to 10, nobody is here 10, so you're all gone. And who powered you from 0 to 10? Your parents. So they took the responsibility and power. 10 to 20, that's where you are right now, kids. You are learning something, and you are more innocent, you have every power to learn what you are learning, and then you need to become best from 20 to 30. So what are you going to do? From 20 to 30, you are going to excel in the area that you actually take, no matter it is a doctor or no matter what. So you need to go and run in so well, and you have time from 30 to 40, 40 to 50 to execute, and if you get anything above 60 to 70, that's bonus. So you guys better do something good at 10 to 20. What's a study plan? Have you kids ever built a plan for your high school or middle school? Do you kids actually do it?
Yep.
Study plan, right? What does that study plan mean? What do you study first? So you should have a study plan to say that, in case if you are trying to become an engineer, you should have a plan which shows that what subjects you need to take. What would be the next thing? Just someone let me know if I'm timing out, but I'll try to get whatever you like. So what should you study? How should you study it? When should you study it? And do you need to do a continuous education? So your education doesn't end when you are 25. So it keeps on rotating. So I want you kids to have a plan which is called plan of study. Whether you go for bachelor's or a master's, you're going to create one plan. Got it right? Even for a flight attendant, the first thing which you need to do is what do you need to study? What are the requirements? How do you need to go? Same for doctors, right? You need to have a study plan. So make sure that you get it. And then whatever you do, you'll be just following these things, right? And somebody was talking about sleep, man, all of your life. So the most valuable thing is time, right? But we spend 1/3 of our life, 24 hours you have in a day, and 8 hours is what you're going to sleep. So what do you have as a balance? 16. Oh, someone is good in math, good. So 16 hours, that's all what you have. Make sure that you're doing what you love to do. And I want to show something about the kids. I'm always jealous about this kid, and I learned from something, and this kid always made me feel I wish I could click and then come up from here. Bear with me a minute. So I always feel jealous about this kid. I wish I was like him. How many kids know who this kid? Have you seen his videos? It's taking a minute, right? So this is the most beautiful video which I'm going to show you for a quick 5-10 minutes.
Srikanth, light off?
Oh, yes.
No. No. Oh no. Find a bar. Find a bar.
I like you must have a business card.
Oh, well, yes, I do. Thank you.
You do? At 13, you have your own business card. Okay, that's a nice start. I'll get in touch with you later.
Sure.
What do you do?
Oh, well, mainly, I like to call myself a software and cognitive developer because I love developing with cognitive computing and artificial intelligence. I'm an algorithmist. I love working with, designing, and implementing algorithms. I'm a keynote and TEDx speaker. I'm an author. I've written a book, and I'm working on another one about IBM Watson. And, of course, I'm also an IBM champion for cloud and honorary IBM cloud advisor.
Well, you did
Hang on a second. Someone just get this thing cut out. Do you go to school?
Well, I'm currently homeschooled in grade 8, going to grade 9 now.
Wow. Okay, so your bright artificial intelligence is taking over the world. Is that fair to say?
Well, you see, that's actually one thing that I believe a lot of people have, the sort of misconception that artificial intelligence is this technology that was made to replace humans at really everything we do, whether it be, our jobs or whatever we do at home every day. But really what I believe is that artificial intelligence was developed and is continuing to be developed for the sole purpose of really augmenting our life and amplifying our skills or capabilities in what we can do every day.
But what about when the computers actually learn that they're better than us?
Well, you see, that's sort of called the singularity of artificial intelligence, at which point artificial intelligence has surpassed human intelligence to the point that we cannot control it. But really what I believe at this point, artificial intelligence, I won't go into the details right now since we're limited on time, but the thing is right now, artificial intelligence itself as a technology is so foolable and so primitive that either A, we won't reach that singularity point, or B, if we do, it's a very long ways off.
Do you understand that, Mark?
No. I couldn't. I wanted to take notes for the exam at the end of it.
You lost them in the first
Could I perhaps offer you a golf ball? There you go.
You do this YouTube channel, which you teach people. What is that all about, and who is your target audience?
Yeah, sure. Now, I actually have a YouTube channel called Tanmay Teaches that I've been running for around 6 years now, and it has over 144 videos and now 22,000 subscribers. And so on it, I love to teach about computing, really programming, these algorithms that I develop, machine learning especially, math, science, and especially technologies like IBM Watson. Because, of course, I like to share my knowledge because I realize that there's this lack of resources for people to learn about technologies like AI, which is why I absolutely love sharing my knowledge through, of course, these YouTube videos, the books that I'm authoring, the keynotes that I have, and really Watson comes in here in such a great way because Watson allows me...
What's Watson?
Sure.
No, Mark thinks he's a golfer, but what is Watson?
Now, IBM Watson is essentially a cognitive system that allows developers to incorporate cognitive and machine learning into their applications without having to code in the actual intelligence. And what this means is that, of course, right now, really one of the main reasons developers aren't incorporating more machine learning into their apps is because it's so hard to do. It's really difficult to incorporate intelligence because...
Has the, I'm going to take this somewhere else, this interview. Has the Homeschooling Association of the World got hold of you as the front person?
Oh, well, there is actually a Homeschooling Legal Defense Association, I believe, HSLDA in Canada, and I actually had a keynote for them last year in Niagara Falls.
I mean, you're the poster boy for homeschooling, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I did have a keynote for them, and I talked a lot about the advantages of homeschooling and why it's great for kids who want to go into development.
It's part of them.
Well, I mean, I originally started coding when I was 5 with simple languages like Fox Pro and Badge. But eventually, at 9 years old, I had my very first iOS app accepted into the Apple App Store called T-Tables.
But did your mum and dad do something to you between 0 and 5 that plug you into the wall? I mean, what did they do to you? At five, you were...
Are you smarter than your mum and dad, by the way?
Oh, well, I mean, I have... well, my dad used to work as a computer programmer, but he used to work with, simple, regular programming languages like Fox Pro, Badge, a little bit of C, etc. But you see, now I'm really interested in artificial intelligence and how it can actually be implemented on all these different platforms.
You'd be a nightmare to teach. You'd be an absolute nightmare to teach, wouldn't you? I mean, because you'll be smarter than them.
Oh,
the lecturers, isn't it? You
I never want to get in an argument with you, ever.
But I would like to see you on a quiz show because I think you would nail that.
Well, you see, there is one thing that I've been working on, and it's essentially an app called Ask Tanmay, an NLQA system. And so essentially, it's a system that can take your natural language questions and answer them for you using Watson and artificial intelligence. And actually, the original reason why I made Ask Tanmay, there's an Indian version of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show called KBC, which I originally wanted Ask Tanmay to play. So that actually ties in quite a bit with what I wanted to do.
It's nice to see you. Do you get? I bet you
Thank you
home
very
so you wouldn't go to school dances and things like that, would you? School socials and things. Do you
Oh, well, I actually used to be regularly schooled until grade 6.
Right.
Then I became homeschooled, and so of course I still do have my
It's
friends
still
from
a
school.
victory for public schools.
Take that golf ball
Yep.
and bring it back to me when you've actually worked out a way in which it'll always go straight. Because I think you could do it.
Technically, using a genetic algorithm or something.
I knew there'd be an answer. Hey, it's brilliant to meet you. You're a complete inspiration. And I hope my son was watching, a 7-year-old son. Message to Buster Gay, you got work to do, mate. Do your homework and we've got to sharpen things up. Nice to see you.
Thank you very
All
much.
the very best.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
You're amazing. Okay, news is next, and then we are joined by today's panel, which won't be as smart as this guy, but they'll still be good, and we will head back to some of the beaches for a game of 9 and 10. So much pressure now on the contestant of 9 and 10 just to rip through and get it right. That's coming up after 8.
Sorry, kids.
It
But
was impressive. I
hope
remember what
he
you
actually
gave
made
on
us to do something a little better, right? I was trying to bring this, I can't call him a kid anymore, I can call you kids, back to Greenville and teach us something like this. That's real. So you kids lived from 0 to 13 doing nothing. I won't say nothing, but at least this video powers you something that, which says you don't need to go to college, you can be homeschooled, everything is different. All the speakers who spoke to you about PhDs, doctors and other stuff, it took them years because they did not have technology. Now you can learn MIT courses sitting at your home. Just open up and watch the videos. You don't even need to go there. Got it, right? You guys can just pull up. You have many of you have smartphones. Pull up something, watch YouTube videos, watch Udemy, watch everything. So literally you have every university course in front of you at no cost. Someone actually told me that. Who is a doctor? The one who is with lots of debts, right? So you can do it without it. So change down the days. Yeah, self-learn. I mean, I think I don't need to speak a lot after watching this, right? But go and do a little bit of research. Follow that kid, not me. So I'm so bad. I have one more thing for you guys. Since I run a company over here, right? Many of them were talking about AP, High and other things. So I was traveling to Greer. How many of you kids are from Greer High School? Anybody from Greer High? Oh, good. So what do you like most about that? It's a school, right? Do they have a bank inside it?
They have a what?
Bank? A bank?
No. I mean,
Pre-
there's like a treasure.
Treasure? Did you go to Greenville High or which?
Yeah, I transferred.
You transferred, right? There's a credit union called Greenville Federal Credit Union. Have you ever, did you go through it?
No.
Nah, you think you should go there. And who works there? Students, come on. Are you going to college? Or school? School, right, basically. So you're not going to school.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Oh, that's good. I did not go to my college when I was in my bachelor's. I roamed out and I did projects. At the age of 17 is when my first job is. And I was an assistant reporter. At the age of 18, when I was in sophomore, I have 15 people working for me where I was doing my first project for Indian Council of Market Research. That's how I earned my buck. And if you kids being up over here doesn't do something, then maybe you're missing, right? So this is one of the programs which I have. The great question which you asked, how do I know what I need to do? There's a beauty in American education system. You can study whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. Before you determine something, I think there are some brochures which are actually passed to you. So there is a thing called CLEP, which is like college, education, credits kind of thing. So you have 32 different things. One, history, world languages, something about business, science, mathematics, and composition. So you kids can try out, even before going to university, whether is this something for me? Do I want to become a business major or others? Simply go on to Modern Search website, register yourself for the specific course. No matter what age you are, you should be accepted. So once after you sign in for that, I'll make sure these things have been passed to you kids. Go, learn on it, register for this, and come and take an exam. So what happens after you take an exam? You get a credit, college credit. Technically, even before going to college, which is called freshman for free. So even before you waste your time, you can almost get your freshman without entering there. That way you save a lot of money. So, and what does this program cost? $0. And how is that possible? I'm offering that. My company, Blue Eye Soft, partnered with a non-profit called Modern Soft. So if you kids actually learn about those subjects, walk into my office, take the exam, and you get it. You don't need to pay anything. It's all gift for you kids. Take this. What makes me happy and worth my 30 minutes? I want to see at least 10, 15 kids coming and taking these exams. All of them are free. Spend your time and get college credit.
That is really awesome.
If I keep explaining, Seema and TG will kick me out because they told me that I need to go out within 30 minutes. So come and meet me after this or walk into my office anytime and then we'll figure out how you need to get it.
Guys, if you give your Instagram account, I will post it over there.
Where's your office?
I'll put on my, follow my IAG org. I'll post it on our Instagram account and you all can have a look at it.
Got it, right? I have last one more thing before I wrap. Technically, last two things. Have you read these books? No? So I want you to start doing this. Identify where you get street smart. So that's the book which actually helps you understand how do you do things innovatively. Being street smart, right? So you don't need to be educated. All entrepreneurs are street smart. They're so smart enough that they don't spend a lot of energy. Maybe someone who uses smart because I don't need to shout or at least grab your attention. Needs to be street smart, doing things innovatively. The second one is measuring life. Anything which you can't measure is gone. So you should measure something, right? Whether is this worth my time? Is it worth eating or is it anything which you can't measure is gone. So if you want to balance your life in right way, you need to read the book called How Will You Measure Your Life? Got it, right? We have seen that breakdown. 0 to 10, 10 to 30 and 60, right? How would you know that you are doing it well? So learn about it. And the last book is Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Because we are all playing with life and money, right? So the first book actually teaches about life, which is nothing but, that's all we are here, right? Life skills. So learn about it. Rich Dad and Poor Dad is all about money. Get a different perspective. And Street Smart is how you can actually play with it, right? You need those two things. So I wish I read these books at your age, but if you kids can actually read these three, amazing. I think you'll get. And I have one more last thing before I wrap up my 30 minutes or whatever I have. Kids, this is something which I want you to do today. Go home, thank your mom and dad, because you are born and brought up in a country which is said to be the best country in the globe technically. So the American dream is free for you, but it's not, it wasn't, or it is not free for your parents. So they have excelled in every of their technical capabilities to give what you want. I'm sure none of your kids are actually kicked out of your home by 70. And if someone, that's good for you. So you should be thankful for what they have done. You don't need to worry about your food, shelter, and other things. So you are given certain things which are called privileges at no cost. So you have no reason or no excuse to fail or to not live a life which is worthy, just like Tanmay. And then moreover this, last thing, kids, if you actually become a business owner, I'll be the most happiest person. So please, hope to see you as a business owner. Thank you for all of your time and attention.